Hi, good evening. Ruth Foss here. Welcome to 8 a.m. Live at 8:30 p.m. Part 2. 8 a.m. Live this morning. I'm so glad you came to join me this evening. Yeah, just to hear me vent, crazy lady. All right. We've been talking about Proverbs. We've been talking about how um, Solomon, who was the wisest man in the whole world, ever will be, he when he became king, he was David's son. God told him he could have whatever he wanted, and that money, possessions, whatever he wanted, God was going to let him have. And so he thought for a minute, and he thought, well, you know what? Lord God, hey, I'm young, and guess what? I need wisdom. I need wisdom. I can't do this. I'm young. I'm inexperienced. I have no idea what I'm doing. You want me to lead your people. I want to be faithful. I want to do a good job. So I need your wisdom. Please give me your wisdom. So God, seeing that Solomon asked for just wisdom, was very pleased, of course, and said, you've asked for wisdom and you didn't ask for all this other stuff. So you know what? I'm going to give you the other stuff. I'm going to give you the prestige. I'm going to give you the power. I'm going to give you the kingdom. I'm going to give you the money. I'm going to give you the kingdom, the castles, the women, fill in the blank. I'm going to give it all to you, okay? Because you asked for wisdom, which to me that tells us that with wisdom comes everything else. Everything else is that, everything else that we need comes with the wisdom from God. So anyway, we were talking earlier today, and I was reading part of Proverbs 3. And I was talking about how earlier this morning about how, do it now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait until, it could be too late because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So the Lord also brought me to the other part of Proverbs 3 this morning. And I was telling my husband this morning, it's got to be done in 2 parts because this part is something that I just need to say. I need to vent about. So I'm sorry, guys. But it's Proverbs 3, 29 through 35. And so it talks about, what we do. All right. We are called to live a more excellent way than, not the way of the world. All right. Excuse me. And so let me read to you a little bit from here because this just drives me nuts. It says, do not, I'm sorry, 29. Talk a little about that. Do not plan harm against your neighbor who lives trustfully near you. Okay, do not harm your neighbor. How many times who lives trustfully, who actually trust you, so to speak, how many times do we as Christians, do things to our neighbors? We gossip about them. We do all this stuff about our neighbors, all of our so-called friends that trust us, and we turn around and we do all this stuff to them, all right? Do not plot harm against them. When you gossip against people, you are plotting harm against them because guess what? You're committing murder, all right? You're murdering this person's character, all right? Murder is murder to God. You still murder him, and guess what? You're not killing him, you're not stabbing him, you're not shooting him, whatever, to kill them, but you're still killing him anyway. And guess what? There's no degrees of murder with God. Murder is murder is murder. Just like sin is sin is sin is sin with God, all right? It says, do not accuse anyone for no reason when they have done you no harm. Come on! Really? How many times do we do that and we just take and we just be very worldly and we say whatever we want about people just because we want to get, to look better ourselves, or we want to get their job, or we want to whatever, and we turn around and we say all of these things about people. We accuse them for no reason, the only reason is because we want to gain. We want to get whatever we want to get. And so what do? We lie. We make accusations against people, all right? That's murder, people. That's still murdering someone, all right? My gosh. Do not envy the violent or choose any of their ways. How many times do we live as the world versus living as Christ would have us live? How many times do we do things to other people because that's the way the world is? Dog eat dog, stand on somebody's shoulders, gonna do whatever, all right? We do it for our own selves, and we follow in the ways of the world. Listen to this. For the Lord detests perverse, but takes the upright into his confidence. The Lord's curse is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the righteous. All right? We talk all this stuff and we do all this stuff and we wonder why crap's happening to us. We wonder why, well, I do this for God and I do that for God, but all this stuff is happening, and blah, blah, blah. And it's because God's, whatever, he's coming down on upon us. People, when stuff starts happening, take a stop and look. Okay, it's either somebody else doing it to you or you've done it to yourself and you're, reaping whatever your reward is, people, all right? We have to start acting like God would have us act and start acting like we got some sense. That whole wisdom thing, yeah, wisdom, making like we act sense. God is asking for his people. He's looking for a few good men and women to start acting like they got some sense and start using his wisdom instead of the world's wisdom. People. Let's see. He mocks proud mockers, but shows favor to the humble. All right? So we are going to think that we're all that in a bag of Doritos, and God's probably sitting up there laughing his butt off at us because we think we're all that when we're really nothing. And somebody who we think is no one, all of a sudden they get all lifted up and they're all this and all that and the other thing. We got to stop doing this thing, all right? Obviously, it is there in Proverbs for Christians to get their act together, all right? Even in the New Testament, Paul admonishes those who claim to be, followers of Christ, but continue to do the earthly or worldly attitude, all right? This is relevant today as it was when it was written, people. We need to get our act together. Y'all need to get your stuff together. We all need to get our stuff together and start acting like we got some sense instead of acting like we are living in the world. Like I said, God's looking for a few good men and women to have some sense and turn around and turn from their ways and turn to him instead of turning to the world, all right? Like I said, we're called to live a more excellent way. We need to live that more excellent way. We need to stop doing all this stuff because, I'm sorry, it's evil. It's plain evil. Evil, evil, evil. Plain and simple. If it's against God, it's against God's word, it is evil. It is from the enemy, all right? We got to stop acting like that and start acting like we should be acting. We are the ambassadors of heaven. We carry Christ's name in the name Christian. That carries Christ's name, all right? Therefore, we need to uphold his good name, so to speak, because when we don't and we get Christ a bad name, do you really think that that's going to please God? Do you really think you're going to get all the blessings from God because you're doing Christ's work, but you're giving Christ a bad name? Seriously. Seriously, people. We need to get this right. We need to get our stuff together out there, people, all right? When we don't live the more excellent way, or at least try, all right? We are human, all right? All right. I've been saying to my husband, my expectations of Christians must be too high because I expect somebody, if they say they are a Christian, to at least attempt to be Christ-like, to act like a Christian instead of just continuing to act like the world. I mean, maybe my expectations are too high, but I'm telling you, I expect people to at least try. We're not perfect. Christians are not perfect by any way, shape, or form. They are not. We're going to fall on our face from time to time. Then we apologize. We get our stuff back together again, and we keep trying to do the right thing. But if you're not even bothering trying to do the right thing, why are you even calling yourself a Christian? Why are you giving God a bad name? Why are you giving Christ a bad name? A lot of times we're the ones that are keeping people away from the churches because they say to themselves, I can act better than that. Why would people want to associate with Christ when we are his ambassadors, when we are the ones who carry his name? If we are doing all this that is evil, why would anyone want to have any part of Christ? Think about it, people. Think about it. We seriously need to get it together. And so, my challenge to you is this, all right? I'm going to challenge you tonight. My challenge to you is this. Look at yourself. Look at what you're doing. Look at how you live in your life. Are you being honorable? Are you giving honor to God? Are you giving honor to Christ? And if you're not, ask for forgiveness. Turn your life around. Because you know what? We are here for a purpose. We are here to go and make disciples for Jesus Christ. All right? If people don't want everything to do with Jesus Christ because of us, we're not going to be fulfilling that, are we? I want everyone, me, myself, I want everyone that I know to come to Christ so we can have this big party in heaven one day, all right? When we're all up in heaven together. So I want to watch the way I act, because I don't want to chase people away. I want to bring people to Christ. Are we chasing them away in our actions? Are we chasing them away in our business dealings? Are we chasing them away, fill in the blank? Are we being honey or a fly in the ointment? We really need to get this right, people. All right? That's about it. That's all I wanted to say. You know, we are called to live a more excellent way and not the way of the world. And we got to stop living like the world. Because you know why? If we continue to live like the world, the enemy's going to win. He'll win. And where are you and I going to be then? That's all. I'm sorry for the rant, guys. I love you guys. You have a good night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for 8 a.m. live. And I promise I won't rant tomorrow morning. Maybe. Depends on what God says. See you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.